The divorce between Porsha Williams and Simon Goad is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic celebrity splits in recent memory. When you put two super petty individuals together, drama is all but guaranteed, and the ongoing saga of their divorce has proven that to be true. From whirlwind romance to an engagement, followed quickly by marriage, it seemed like these two were madly in love. However, less than 2 years later, they are heading for divorce, and let's just say that things have gotten messy. In fact, it's been a public spectacle, one that has left fans glued to their screens, watching the drama unfold at every turn. The beginning of this drama can be traced back to the way the relationship started. Porsha and Simon's marriage came with a lot of baggage from the very beginning. Porsha married Simon while he was still legally married to his ex-wife, Fallon Goad. To add fuel to the fire, it was revealed that Porsha and Fallon were allegedly friends before everything happened. Needless to say, the spectacle that followed wasn't something anyone was prepared for. What seemed like a fairy tale romance quickly turned into a hot mess. From the get-go, the drama surrounding their split has been wild. Simon, who has been accused of being a scammer and fraud for some time, is now flipping the narrative and accusing Porsha and her mother of being the real scammers. If anyone thought their divorce would be quiet or uneventful, they seriously underestimated how messy this situation would get. Simon's accusations and Porsha's responses have made it clear that neither of them is going down without a fight. As messy as this drama has become, there's no doubt it's entertaining for fans who are eagerly watching every twist and turn. Things took a sharp turn when Simon accused Porsha of being a gold digger. In his court filing, he demanded that Porsha admit or deny whether their prenuptial agreement was unfair and unreasonable, and questioned whether Porsha married him only for his wealth. He didn't stop there. Simon made some pretty serious personal claims about Porsha, accusing her of not loving him, cheating during their marriage, and blindsiding him with a divorce. In his filing, Simon also asked Porsha to admit or deny whether she had cheated on him during their marriage, even suggesting that she had been intimate with other men while they were together. One of the most shocking parts of Simon's accusations was his statement about the monthly allowance he gave Porsha, implying that their entire relationship was transactional. Simon's bitterness seemed to stem from the money he spent on Porsha during their time together, only for her to walk away so easily when things ended. While some of Simon's claims may be harsh, it's important to remember that these accusations are part of an ongoing public battle between the two of them, and just because Simon says something doesn't make it true. As with any celebrity divorce, accusations can get twisted to fit a narrative, and this situation is no different. As if things couldn't get any messier, Simon went a step further and accused Porsha of cheating with several men during their marriage. He named several potential men she could have had affairs with, including her ex-fiancé Dennis McKinley, a man named Kelvin, and even a man named Jonathan. But the most shocking accusation came when Simon claimed that Porsha had an affair with rapper Future. This accusation took everyone by surprise, not only because of the randomness of it, but also because Porsha and Future don't run in the same circles. There are no photos of the two together, and the idea that they could have had an affair without anyone knowing seemed far-fetched. Porsha's fans quickly came to her defense, with sources close to her vehemently denying the affair and claiming that Simon was simply trying to slander her. Porsha, who doesn't take disrespect lightly, wasted no time in clapping back with a response that was just as messy. In her rebuttal, Porsha accused Simon of suffering from erectile dysfunction, ED, a condition that affects many men. For those who may not be familiar with ED, it refers to a man's inability to get or maintain an erection, which can cause a lot of emotional turmoil. Porsha even shared a screenshot explaining how men with ED commonly feel anger, frustration, sadness, or a lack of confidence. She implied that Simon's salty attitude was a result of dealing with the emotional effects of ED. Not stopping there, Porsha went a step further and offered some unsolicited health advice, suggesting that Simon could manage his ED by losing weight, quitting smoking, eating a healthier diet, exercising, and reducing stress and anxiety. While her post seemed like an attempt to give Simon health tips, it was also a direct jab at his masculinity. Naturally, Simon didn't let this post slide. He quickly clapped back, calling Porsha a witch and accusing her of defaming him. Simon warned Porsha that there would be consequences for her public statements, suggesting she'd need to prepare for the fallout from her words. The situation only got worse when Simon started going after Porsha's family. He accused them of being scammers, even going so far as to call them out on social media. Simon claimed that Porsha and her mother had defrauded him, even slamming them for using his 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost, which had appeared in the official trailer for The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16. He alleged that he had sent a cease-and-desist letter to prevent Bravo from filming his car without his permission. Simon made it clear that he was prepared to expose Porsha and her mom as scammers in the upcoming season of IHOA. Not only did Simon accuse Porsha and her mom of fraud, but he also threatened to release receipts to prove his claims. He even suggested that he would return to Costa Rica to expose them further, and he urged Bravo to have a conversation with him about how they were enabling the narrative. Simon's threats didn't end there. He warned Porsha's family that they would be exposed for all to see and hinted at a possible lawsuit, saying he was trying to avoid them, but they kept coming back. It was clear that Simon was not going to let this go without a fight, and he was ready to air everything out. Simon didn't just target Porsha and her family, though he also took aim at Bravo. He accused the network of helping Porsha paint him as the villain in the story. Simon claimed that Bravo, which is a subsidiary of Comcast and NBC Universal, was actively supporting a narrative that was being protected by a confidentiality clause in his prenuptial agreement. This raised questions about what could be in the prenup, as many high-profile divorces involve confidentiality clauses that limit what can be publicly shared. It wouldn't be surprising if Simon was using this to his advantage in the ongoing battle. Despite Simon's attempts to rewrite the narrative, it's clear that Porsha isn't without fault in this situation. Both of them have been throwing shade and making petty attacks, each trying to come out on top. Fans have been weighing in on the drama, with some even suggesting that both Simon and Porsha might be scammers. One fan pointed out that Porsha was with Simon for his wealth, while Simon uses material wealth to lure Porsha in. Others question whether Simon is bluffing and whether he really has any damning information on Porsha's family. Some fans believe that if Simon truly had evidence, he would have used it earlier or threatened to expose it before now. At this point, it's clear that the divorce is far from over. Whether Simon is simply trying to slander Porsha or if he actually has legitimate dirt on her and her family, the drama is far from over. Fans are eating it up, but it's also clear that both Simon and Porsha are locked in a never-ending cycle of petty attacks, and there's no end in sight. As the situation continues to unfold, one thing is for sure, this mess of divorce is going to get even juicier before it's all said and done.